Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another great episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Hejres, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments, personalities, and initiatives from around Bahrain. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to put a spotlight on Tenmo, an investor focused on technological output that seeks to empower and enrich Bahrain-based entrepreneurship. With a team of Bahrain business angels, reputable and well-established individuals in the world of business, Tenmo offers not only funding, but mentorship to innovative businesses. And to tell us more about it is none other than Tenmo CEO, Nawaf El-Kohaji. Thank you for joining us, Nawaf.
Thank you very much for having me.
How are you doing today?
Good, alhamdulillah.
So first of all, for those of us who are not very well initiated with the business world, can you explain what exactly Tenmo is and what it does?
Well, Tenmo is the first business angels investment company in the region. We are a community builder and an investor investing in Bahrain and its people. We invest in startups from Bahrain and based in Bahrain, where we take equity and in return we provide mentorship and support.
That's amazing. And especially because in Bahrain, we have so many creative individuals, and now with how accessible business is becoming, it's great to see that the bigger entities are helping out. Can you tell me a bit more about Tenmo's core values?
Cool. So as I said, we started in 2011. A group of investors put in $1 million of money and decided to invest in startups and support startups and the youth of Bahrain. Our core values are is called FACE, which is we're fun, approachable, collaborative, and efficient. So we really believe in our core values, and part of our initiatives and support and programs are just based around them.
Okay, that's amazing, and I really like the acronym as well.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
It's our FACE, actually.
That's amazing. So can I ask you about the name? What does the name mean?
Tenmo in Arabic is basically growth. So we're here to be the partners of growth with these startups and with these Bahraini founders. And alhamdulillah, we've seen a lot of growth within the industry. Some of our startups gave us 30x of return, and they grew 30 times the initial amount of funding that we originally had put in. And they're all around the world. One of our startups is number 3 in the world in the SaaS platform industry, and we're excited to invest in more.
So I think that it's really amazing that you've kept the Arabic origins in the name, and it shows how much Bahrain's outreach, has grown, especially with Tenmo. So can you tell me a little bit, if someone's applying to Tenmo, what makes them qualify?
So we get our deal flow from our website. There's a whole application process, and also we headhunt startups in Bahrain. However, the core selection criteria and what we focus on is the founder and the entrepreneur himself or herself. So the core heart and soul of the startup is the Bahraini founder. So if we look at the Bahraini founder and see the potential of them growing, then that's a startup that we want to invest in. There's a whole DD process that we look at the size of the market, the competition, whether they can grow outside of Bahrain, what are the competitors in the landscape, and we have an investment committee, and we just let them pitch and we decide on spot. It's a really interesting process. However, the DD process happens earlier. We invest and take equity between 2 to 10%. And we invest with around 20,000 BD in each deal.
Okay, wow. I mean, you guys keep really busy then.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit, I'm sure there are other investment agencies out there. Can you tell me what are the key elements, the distinguishing elements of Tenmo?
A lot of entities in Bahrain invest in startups and SMEs in Bahrain. However, what differentiates us between us and them, we're angels. We go in very early in pre-seed level, where we look at the startup when it's first got traction. they've sold a bit, they're in the market, they have a model and a minimal viable product, and then we look at them. We tend to partner up with accelerators, and because once they've graduated from accelerators, our risk is less, and they've been in a program, they've been mentored, and they've been polished a bit. However, we go very early, as I said.
So, I mean, the process sounds very comprehensive, and I know that there are a lot of factors that go into business, like especially when you're thinking of establishing one and you're taking into consideration the marketplace. Now, Bahrain especially has become such a popular destination for business. Could you tell us a little bit about your experiences? What makes Bahrain so special for business?
We definitely are a launchpad for startups in the region. Most of startups from the region come to Bahrain to launch and then go out, because it's easy to access the Saudi market. We have agreements and MOUs with the government of Saudi Arabia to support our startups in opening in Saudi. We also have and created the Collective Hub, which is a co-working space in Bahrain. And we have 2 branches where we harbor in startups and investors at the same place. So it's a community that we're trying to build to get deal flow and support the local community as much as possible.
That's always great to hear, because especially, I mean, I always feel like everything from finances to the market, that all feeds back into a society. So, I mean, I want to ask you a little bit more about this Collective Hub. How does it work?
It's a co-working space. We have one in Adliya and one in Bahrain Bay. The one in Adliya caters for startups and investors, such as VCs from the region. The one in Bahrain Bay harbors accelerators and other startups. So each one is different, and we're launching a 3rd one soon, inshallah. So most of our rates are subsidized, and you can get a desk and a CR address. What is interesting about these spaces is that there is a community. So you, as a startup, as a founder, can share your knowledge, get experience from your colleague or another startup in the same space. Also, you can access these investors in the space. We have a lot of mentorship programs. We have a lot of office hours, and our pool of mentors and shareholders dedicate their time and energy to support these startups and founders themselves.
So, I mean, I really love all of this talk about community, and I want to take that note even further and ask, for all the entrepreneurs out there who are looking to get into business, what advice would you give them?
Start with minimum cost. You have these incubators, accelerators, you have investors out there. I had my own business as well, and I still have it. I wish I had the proper funding channels back then. Now you have a lot of access to mentors, supporters, and when I say mentors, I think each founder should have a mentor. So you can bounce ideas with the mentor, gain knowledge and experience from these experienced individuals. They really could shape your company and make them grow, make the company grow. I think having a mentor is a very powerful thing. We have a lot of programs for mentorship where we recently signed a partnership with the American government to create a program for a pool of mentors and tie them up with 50 SMEs and startups in Bahrain. So a lot of initiatives similar to that, where we also have pitch nights and access to all of these investing activities in Bahrain. So I think a lot of opportunities are out there, and we're here to create them. And for entrepreneurs and startups, just get as much as possible from these mentors and opportunities out there. And I think there's a lot, and we're here to support more, inshallah, in the upcoming years to come.
That sounds absolutely amazing. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Please follow us on Instagram. We're here to support. Check us out. The Collective Hub is open. I'm there always. Inshallah, we can invest in more startups in Bahrain.
Thank you so much, Nawaf, and I really hope that we hear a lot more success stories coming out of Tenmo.
Inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, that's Tenmo for you. Be sure to get involved if you've got a head for entrepreneurship, and stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Yeah, so I came from the United States here to teach people about soul food, which is a traditional cuisine for African Americans. So I told the students about the history of the food, how it came together, and then we're gonna cook the meal. So we're gonna have some cornflake fried chicken with cheddar waffles. We're gonna have some kale. We're gonna have mac and cheese, also some hibiscus aid. It's a nice refreshing drink, and then a peach crisp for dessert. So the interesting thing about soul food is it's actually the bringing together of three different areas of the world. So we've got West Africa, in terms of its food, its techniques, its traditions, and then Western Europe, and then the Americas. So all of these things come together in the American South. Well, soul food is about building community, and it's also about cooking with love. And so it's one of the best fusion cuisines we have in the world, and I just hope more people get to find out about soul food.
Yeah, so the event happening today is actually, we're very honored to host Chef Adrian at GICA. And the event today is actually very exciting. We started off with a presentation done by Chef Adrian himself explaining what soul food is, which, to be honest, in my perspective, I learned a lot of things today. We are then going to shift to the kitchen where the chef will have a hands-on time with our students. It will be both a hands-on time and a demonstration. So that's also really, really exciting. We're going to end the day with a little lunch with the chef. That's a plan.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the finish line. A huge thank you to all of our guests for joining us tonight, and another huge thank you to all of you watching us at home. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love hearing from you. This is Khalid Hejres wishing you good night. Until next time, good night and God bless.